Thanks for staying with us. So, our next hot topic is quite interesting because it's important as your view for us to continually share with our viewers reasons to be proud as a Nigerian and also show them the ways not to go. Because when we saw the story about Invictus and Hush Puppy, we took those stories just to reiterate that these two people are not who the Nigerian citizen is. So recently, when we saw the news of this young man, Mr. Abidemi Rufai, when he broke the news yesterday.
Former SS.
Is he former? No, he's actually still SS.
He's suspended.
He's suspended.
So as of today, you say.
He's not yet former. He's suspended.
Okay, they have not sacked him.
So the point is, let me finish. So when we got this news, it was important. Now, he's been arrested. He hasn't been convicted. And we're discussing it because we wanted to have a conversation to remind Nigerians that there are better ways of doing things. That yes, there are people who flash wealth in our faces and they buy G-Wagons, buy houses in Banana Island, and we think they are the role models. Yes, I want to be like XYZ, not knowing that XYZ is doing other things behind. So it's important that when we see these kinds of things, we bring it to the fore and have a conversation to remind ourselves that, listen, step by step is always the best way to get to that success. What are your thoughts when you heard about, now for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, there's a young man, Mr. Abidemi Rufai. He's currently the special advisor to the governor on, I think, housing. And he's been recently suspended because of he was arrested in New York for, I think he was stealing from about over 100 unemployment funds.
COVID relief funds.
COVID relief, thank you, Nima. COVID relief funds from 100 American citizens. And he's been alleged to have been the one who stole $350,000 out of $650,000 that they are trying to look for. So your thoughts on this, because it's important that we always remind ourselves that life is not always about just amassing wealth, and no matter however way you can find it. Let me come to you, Nima, on this.
So when I saw this story yesterday, hashtag on Twitter, I felt, I don't know how we lost it. It used to be also convenient. It used to be popular to live simple, and that is simple. It's no longer popular anymore. How can you just be living? I knew my uncles who were well respected by families, and their house did not pass their room that they were living. Because truly, you will not even sleep beyond one side of your bed. They lived like that. They died, and they were not thrown on the streets. They were buried honorably, whatever way you would call it. They were buried. And I just grew up now, and everybody is about what you have, the car you drive, and all of that. This thing is just all in our face. This person now has what we call track record. He's a youth member of a popular party. He got, appointed to a special assistant to a governor. He even contested at some point. This person has money to dole around, and nobody's asking, where do you money from? Come. And the country that arrested this person is not Nigeria, so we cannot be saying nobody's witch hunting. They made sure their work was done, and they just escorted into the airport and said, go, return money, or you do a trial. We're waiting for that trial, but most likely we'll get a conviction. We did get one for Invictus. Hush Puppy now, no matter the team of lawyers is put together, he has not seen light. They put him in they opened the darkest of corner to put him.
Hey, how do you do that?
And that's the way it is. Because of the magnitude of, this kind of crimes.
Right.
And people taking from people doesn't represent Nigeria. We're not Yahoo, we're not 419. That's not who an average Nigerian is. I don't know anybody that kept their property that is missing, come and find it in my compound. It's not possible.
Let me talk to you, your thoughts on this.
So, it's so sad. I always feel very, very sad when people that have become pseudo role models in our society, we find out that there is a stench beneath all the glam, which is the way this is. Bank records show that between March 3 and August 2 of 2020, $288,000 was deposited from multiple sources into an account in his name.
Hallelujah.
So, it's the... And that's why I'm always preaching legitimate wealth. Like, there are legitimate ways to grow wealthy. They will not be lavish. And if you check his page is now private, but if you check before they closed the page, people that munched, he was a lavish person. And he came to Nigeria, contested to to be a member of the House of Representatives. He didn't get that position. Of course, then he got compensated with another position. Why don't we ask the right questions from people? When you ask how this person made money, they will not...
Even if you ask, they would
return you for asking.
They say you're jealous.
Yes, they will return you for asking. And the root of this, let me take YK stance, is the way politics and the way leadership runs in Nigeria, where you see political leaders who had nothing before going into government move from 3-bedroom, and it happened in Mile 2. We had a councillor that was living with his parents in a 3-bedroom flat, became a ward councillor. And the next thing, he bought house, moved away from that place, bought a house. How do you go from there to, how much is the salary? What are you doing? So that's the thing, we see that lavish, everybody is now aspiring for living the lavish lifestyle without understanding what is funding this and what's your good name. And I'm happy that this one will be investigated and find out the truth.
So there are pictures that show some of his tweets and some of his motto, and one says that the choices you make ultimately your responsibility. So you take responsibility for the choices you make. And I'm happy that America is a country that allows you to make your choices, but also makes you face the responsibilities. Because we have here in Nigeria where it seems that people will make some bad choices, but sort of get away with it.
Yeah.
You would be a fraudster, a scammer, hiding in America, but you come to Nigeria and you'll be so bold and confident to throw your wealth. For what? I'm looking at him dressed like a Roman emperor. I mean, you still hard-earned money. Like,
people,
to come and do what? To buy cars, to build houses?
Yeah.
For what?
Show off.
It's just so embarrassing, disgusting. I know Abike Dabri also said, she tweeted quickly that this person does not reflect who we are. I know that you're in court, and if it finally finds out that he's the fraudster and the scammer that he is really such a sad thing. And for me, it also reflects badly on the government that he's part of, on the administration that he's part of. Because I remember when Barack Obama was running for president, he took a picture with somebody that they said he was a criminal of some sort. He had to prove to them how he knows him and that he had never collected any money from him to be allowed to even go further, because that would affect you politically. We should note also as politicians, as Nigerian politicians, that who you associate with, the people that you know, the people that fund your campaign, they affect you as well.
Let me take this call from Evans as we wrap up. Evans, are you there? Hello, Evans, are you there?
Good morning.
Good morning, you're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, so I just wanted to comment on this Rufai case. This is what we are saying about what is happening in Nigeria at the moment and why we should have a think about our elections. We can't spend billions of naira doing elections in this country, and those that spend billions also to get themselves into political offices, then we expect corruption to wipe out. I think in my opinion, we should have a think about the democracy we are practicing in Nigeria. Let everybody think out of the box. We shouldn't allow elections to hold further in this country. We are spending too much. People are desperate. Everybody's going into politics. There are no chances that that corrupt practices restore very soon. This country will continue to trade.
Thank you very much, Web Evans, for your contribution. Yes,
so there's a part of promoting this kind of mentality of, wire. You have it in our songs, and you wonder what the... anyhow.
There's one that's in a cotton soap. What does that mean?
That's grace. When they feel that it's grace you're enjoying, that you're just getting successful at everything, that's the street language for, cuckoo cut soap for me. Which soap are you bathing with? But there's this popular one of Kinshati Lowo. Anyhow. And this anyhow mentality, people will now use it to justify anything. Imagine mothers, we are taking it when we're in the old studio, before the fire. We were talking about when mothers would justify their children, saying, it's the new way, he's not stealing. They're just collecting back our missing loot.
Can you imagine that mentality?
The days when our mothers used to beat you for coming home with somebody's pencil have passed. They took your pencil, you can take somebody else's, so our mothers now allow
they encourage it.
We need to we need to depopularize this thing. And if we have the regulators who will not allow such music go out, whose business is it? when you listen to it, it's not the heat that you should be listening to, the words, the sound.
Yeah.
Because the more you drum it into a person's mentality, the more the standards drop.
Let's not even blame it on just the music. Let us not make it that the music came and so all of a sudden people heard the music and decided to behave like that. The music is the reflection of what has been happening. You have younger ones that are looking to you, that you are advising them. They think you are nothing. How much do you have? But they look at someone like Mr. Rufai Abidemi and they are impressed by him. He's making a lot of money and they want to do what he's doing.
I'm sure he's spreading the money everywhere.
Unfortunately, we have to run. But you see, it was important for us to have this conversation because we'll keep having it.
Yes.
When more arrests are made, we don't like all these new Nigerian newspaper trials where they just say they arrested XYZ and tomorrow you grant bail and then nothing happens. But these international arrests, we see that actually we do get convictions. And we'll continue to talk about it to let Nigerians, because we are role models. People watch us. And we're saying it so that Nigerians and young people know that there are people who make wealth legitimately. We'll be interviewing one after this break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.